What is up, guys? It is Maxwell back with another Clash Royale video, and take a look at who has an overlay now. It's been a long time coming, but I finally got it done, and I think it looks a bit more clean now. So yeah, hopefully you'll be enjoying watching my Clash Royale videos a little bit more. So yeah, kinda got it done, and I'm happy I did. So today's video is all about the Royal Giant, which is still my favorite deck, or my favorite deck still revolves around him. Although it got nerfed recently, I'm still playing it a lot, and I'm yeah, having the most success with this deck, with barbarians and the goblin hut in it as well. So today we are going to upgrade it to level 10, which is a huge step for me. But first let's go ahead and get into this last battle as level 9, and maybe we can see some differences. Right now we are playing a Furnace Sparky deck, it looks like, also has the giant in there, so pretty annoying to deal with. Also the baby dragon which he has is pretty good against my barbarians, so we are gonna have to play it smart. But luckily we were able to take down the first tower because our opponent committed to his Sparky push too much. So yeah, kind of a free tower right there, taking that down. And at this point I'm deciding to play my elixir collector, because I really don't have any other card right now. I want to counter the Sparky with Zap and Barbarians. That's my usual counter to Sparky. Actually, I zapped way too early right there. Really messed it up, and the baby dragon was able to take out my minions. So kind of panicking a little bit right there. And Sparky took down my left tower due to that. So kind of a hiccup. A real misplay there. The Sparky shouldn't have gotten any damage in. I just wasn't quite patient enough. Decided to try to get that Sparky killed too early and with the wrong card. So I should have waited for the barbarians, and it would have been a lot easier. So since he just used his fireball, I decided to go for some aggressive barbarians right here, spawning them in the middle. And it sort of worked out. He had to play the giant way back to block those barbarians. So now I will have a lot of time to deal with the giant. So that's pretty nice. A mini P.E.K.K.A coming down the right is just gonna get eaten up by those minions, and they are also gonna tank for those fire spirit stretchers. So it's all looking good at this point. We have a big damage lead, and obviously once the first tower is down, that's always a huge advantage if you're playing Royal Giant, because you can just drop it in the middle then, as I didn't do in this case, but it's certainly a possibility for the future. Value Fireball right here, taking care of that Musketeer and damaging Sparky a lot, so it will be pretty easy to take him down now. Giant is gonna just get melted by all of those spear goblins, and at this point it's all about taking care of Sparky one last time. So I'm just putting down the Royal Giant to tank for that Sparky hit, so it doesn't damage my hut or my king tower. Another hut going down right away, and we have some time left to finish this game. Let's fireball down that furnace right there, so we can't keep spamming those fire spirits, and at this point we can already win with direct damage. But just go for the Royal Giant in the middle, winning the game right there. So it's also possible to win with a level 9 Royal Giant, obviously. So yeah, still let's go ahead and take a look at my profile right here. So currently I am at 2,804 trophies, which is another personal trophy high. Let's take a look at my battle log. I've been going pretty crazy. I think I have like 7 victories in a row. I tried out another deck before and then switched back to this Royal Giant deck, so you can see I tried some crazy stuff right there with the Royal Giant rocket and stuff. And as you can see, I have enough Royal Giants to upgrade it, so let's go ahead, get that done, spend those 8,000 gold. All the gold that I got from the special offers is very useful in this case. So Royal Giant level 10 feels good, man. Most important card in my deck. So let's go ahead and get into a couple more battles. As you may have noticed before, I was always putting the tag free to play on my videos. Obviously I'm not free to play anymore since I spent 20 euros on special offers, but I don't feel like that's really jamming too hard, because those offers were pretty nice when they were initially released. So I guess I'm free to play with friendly offers right now. Foncats, I think, had it in his stream the other day. He called it F2PSO or something for free to play special offer. But anyway, so I'm not gonna go on a crazy jamming spree, at least not at this point, I don't think so. We are gonna keep it like this, with an controllable amount of money spent on the game, and I think those offers definitely make it a little bit more fun to spend just a little bit of money on the game, because before it was obviously pretty crazy if you decided to spend money on Clash Royale. Alright, so into our first battle with a level 10 Royal Giant. Looks like we are facing another level 10 Royal Giant on the other side right here. Bomber behind is always pretty annoying for my Goblin Hut, because the Bomber just kinda eats the Goblin Hut alive, so had to plop down the Musketeer to take care of that Bomber, and then let's get ready with Zap if we need it, but it looks like he's not gonna play any minions, so Valkyrie is down and she's gonna get killed by our Musketeer, which is nice. Got some nice damage onto the tower right there. Let's go ahead and fireball those Barbarians down and take care of those guys. Actually, the minions will be just fine to clean them up, so we don't really need the fireball at this point. Elixir Collector going down, so 2 Elixir Collectors to 0 right now, and minions on the tower. Definitely bad news for them. And at this point I'm gonna fireball down the wizard, because if I hit it with a fireball 1 level lower, it's gonna die immediately. If it's at the same level as my fireball, a spear goblin just needs to take 1 more shot at it, which is the same for the musketeer. So if I have an elixir lead and the game is looking pretty solid, I'm almost always fireballing down wizards or musketeers being placed behind the tower, because they would always otherwise be really annoying for my goblin hut as well. So at this point, switching it up, kind of bringing his attention to the other side right here, but obviously the left crown tower, excuse me, is almost already down. So time to defend the Royal Giant one more time. This time we are gonna fireball down those barbarians, and now it's looking pretty good for the game, because only 25 seconds left, and the tower on the left side is down to a very low amount of health. He's just vomiting troops on the left lane to try and defend, but it's not gonna work out. He's gonna mirror my play and fireball my musketeer, but at this point Royal Giant down, and I don't think he has any defensive buildings, so yeah, pretty easy victory right here in the end. If you can get down a hut and 1 elixir collector, you pretty much, I feel like I'm pretty much always gonna win, because it just gives you such a huge amount of lead, and for most of the game you don't even have to show the Royal Giant. So 29 trophies right here. My chest slots are full though, so let's go ahead and get the crown chest unlocked. We need 1 more crown, so let's head into 1 more battle right here and see if we can get that done, and maybe also open the crown chest then. So it looks like we are playing Eleonora, I think, from that clan over there, and just cycling to my goblin hut right here, so I kind of had to get rid of those minions. Looks like he played a giant in the back, level 7, so just thinking about what he's going to do. His next card is really going to dictate that. Thinking about zapping, we are just going to zap down those minions so they die nice and early, and the spear goblins take them out. Kind of a strange lightning spell right here, which is why I'm giving him the wow. Barbarians are gonna melt through that giant, and at this point we can think about what to do. We can either, yeah, we're gonna fireball that musketeer, because once again it has taken a spear goblin shot, so it's gonna die immediately. Barbarians on the tower, looks bad for him. We are just gonna play the elixir collector. Looks like we will have a little bit of time. Actually, it was a really aggressive elixir collector. If he would be able to couple 1 more troop with that mini P.E.K.K.A, we would be in real trouble, but looks like he's not going to, so the minions are just gonna eat that P.E.K.K.A, that mini P.E.K.K.A alive, and we are looking pretty strong at this point. Minions are even gonna get a couple of hits on that tower, so definitely a mistake not to defend minions when your tower is already so low, or has lost over half health like it has in this case. So let's just keep penetrating that left side with the goblin hut, so he has to play very defensive and answer our plays. And once again, I don't think this guy has a building, so that's very good for the Royal Giant, obviously. Put barbarians down to take care of that wizard and also that giant right there. Also a zap to slow that musketeer, excuse me. Also a zap going down to slow that musketeer. And at this point we are looking pretty strong, because we were able to defend this push with taking almost no damage. I'm gonna ignore minions now, because they are gonna attack my right tower, which hasn't taken any damage, so yeah, don't really mind them doing that. Once again, he's gonna ignore our minions, which is not smart, because the tower is down so low, and yeah, he plays an elixir collector next to it. That just calls for a fireball right there, so we can keep our elixir edge. And at this point, heading into the last minute of battle, with this is pretty much wrapped up. All we have to do is defend, and sometimes I like to defend by kind of switching up sides, so the opponent has to respond on the other lane where he doesn't really want to place troops, especially with that left tower virtually down with a couple of hit points left. But looks like he's pushing for it. He's deciding to put down 2 giants and a rage spell right here. So looks like it's gonna be definitely a struggle to defend this one. But we have one more goblin head to put down. Minions also going down. Looks like he's gonna take that tower. So we're just gonna have to zap down that left tower. But now it really pays off that we switched lanes, because as you can see, his right tower is already severely damaged as well. So we were able to outlast his push right there. Let's play one more elixir collector since we are heading into overtime, and he's also going to play one goblin hut going down to have those spear goblins do some damage right there. And then it's just going to be the goal to get the royal giant to the tower. Since he has no defensive buildings, I'm going to place it down the lane straight up and not in the middle, because that way he would target that elixir collector. One last fireball should be able to wrap up the game for a pretty simple 2 crowns to 1 victory. And that's gonna be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. But actually, let's go ahead and still open up that crown chest, which we were able to get. Looks good. So let's see if we can. Let's first donate, all right, and then let's see if we can get a useful card inside of this crown chest. So gold, obviously, always good. Few gems, spear goblins, pretty good. Wizard is also nice, and then some guards, which are also pretty good guard. Okay. So that's gonna wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed the episode. 28-27 is also pretty close to my highest trophies of all time. So yeah, until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out.